Welcome to Sunday Springboard with Melanie and Kimberlyn Coaching, where we help women become confident and thrive after toxic relationships. I did a thing. Yeah, I know you're saying you already told us you did a thing. Well, what happened was, yes, I did a thing about a month ago, went to Palo Duro, did a thing, this really brave, bold thing, and I did a video, I recorded it because I was going to schedule it to play for you when I was gone one weekend. So I did all that. Didn't look at my video, and what I was going to tell you was lessons I learned from taking the big leap at Palo Duro, but I also learned a lesson that you need to check your video, because what happened was when I made the video and it was huge and in a different format, and so I had to convert it. When I converted it, something happened, whoops, and it was like maybe 30 seconds long. All it really did was tell you I did a thing. I guess I'm just going to consider that a preview video. So this one is the real deal. We're going to do this one live, and let me share my screen so I can tell you about this thing that I did. All right, so about a month ago, went to Palo Duro. Now, Palo Duro is, hang on a minute. Palo Duro is the second largest canyon in the United States. It's in the Texas Panhandle near the city of Amarillo. It is 120 miles long. The average width is about 6 miles, and in some places it's 20 miles long. It's really big, and it's really beautiful, and it's really deep, and it's really high, and we had a great time. We did a lot of hiking, we hiked up and down, and I huffed and I puffed, and I was very unhappy because I exercise every day, and apparently the exercise I do is not the right type of exercise that you need to do to be prepared for hiking. So I'm going to have to work on that a little bit. So one of the things that we did, so here's some more things that we did. But one of the things we did that leads to my story today is we took a Jeep tour on the Palo Duro Creek Ranch. And this is a big part of the canyon that is not part of the state park. And this Jeep tour took us down in the canyon and up in the canyon and all over the place. It was really, really fun, really beautiful. And then we ended up at Yellow Bear Bluff. Now, Yellow Bear Bluff is this big outcropping, well, it's actually not big, but it's an outcropping of rock. It's way up high in the canyon. And as you can see, if you look at that picture, there's a little crack between the two rocks. And this group of people here is not my group, but the man on the right is actually our guide. He wanted us to jump across the crack and to get on that rock. He said he'd actually even had a wedding that was actually done on that rock. And when you get out on that rock, you get nearly a 360-degree view of the canyon with nothing blocking your view. So he's like, come on guys, let me help you across. And he got over on the rock and he's gonna help us jump. Nobody would do it. Everyone was saying, no way, not me, it's too scary. Now I was about the oldest person there, definitely one of the largest, and probably not one of the most fit. But no one would do it. And finally I thought, I'm gonna do it. And I gathered up my courage and I said, I will do it. And I stretched out my hand to him and I jumped across. And it was really scary, but it wasn't really that hard at that point. When I got on that rock, I can tell you, I did not move my feet very much. That rock felt very small when I was on it, but I was able to see this whole view of the canyon. It was amazing. It was wonderful. I was so glad I had done it. Now, to let you know how truly scary this was, I believe this is maybe one of the most scary things I've ever done in my life. If you look at this picture, you look at the red arrow, that is about where I was standing, really, really high up on this little bitty rock. So the jump across wasn't too bad, but the jump back across was much harder because he sat there like you see in this picture, and you had to jump up actually onto that rock. And as you can see, I mean, it's like a foot or something, a crack between there, and you have to jump up. And I'm really, really scared. And I asked him, "Are you sure that you can pull me across?" Because there was a point where I was not on either rock, and he was having to pull me over and have my weight. And he said, "Yes, I can." And I was so scared, but I did it. And I was not prepared for what a big thing this was going to be in my life. I ended up thinking about it all day long. I would be thinking, I can't believe I did that. Oh my word, I was so brave. I can't believe I was so brave. And I ended up with these takeaways, these lessons that I learned that I felt like these are lessons we can use in our everyday life. So I want to tell you my lessons I learned from taking the big leap in Palo Duro Canyon. So number one, you never know when the opportunity will come. I had no clue. When I was running around in those canyons and on the Jeep tour, I never had a clue that something so significant was going to happen to me. And you also never know how impactful these opportunities will be. You actually may need to take the leap first in order to see the big picture. And if you do it, you'll be so proud of yourself. Others will follow your lead. And in order to do it, you have to trust your guide and yourself. So let's talk about each of these a little bit. So first, you don't ever know when this opportunity is going to come. Like I said, I had no clue. And so keep your eyes open. Watch out for opportunities to do the bold, the brave, the scary, the exciting things. Don't just keep your eyes down. Be willing to go out of your comfort zone. You never know how important it will be and how impactful it will be. This was a life-changing, significant event for me, and I had absolutely no clue that this was going to happen. Now, sometimes you have to actually jump before you can see it. Now, we want to have all our ducks in a row. We want to make a plan. We want to know exactly where we're going and have it all planned and scheduled out. But sometimes you can't see the big picture. You only see your little picture until you actually take the leap. This picture that you're seeing is a 360-degree view that I got of the canyon when I was standing on my little rock. Not moving my feet much, just my body. But it was amazing. If you do this bold, brave, scary thing, if you take this big leap, other people will follow your lead. So after I did the leap, after I jumped over onto the rock, and I was so happy that I had done this, and the view was so beautiful, and I encouraged the other people too. So next, the couple little high school girls jumped across and joined me, and then a mom joined me, and then a little boy, the guide was able to hold him and take him across. And so people followed my lead. So if you are a leader, you're wanting to inspire people and encourage people, look out for these times when you can do the scary thing. You can be bold and you can be brave, and you can inspire the people that you are in contact with, and they will follow your lead. Once they saw that I survived it, I didn't fall off the rock, and that I was so happy that I had done it, it inspired them to follow me. And you can do the same thing when you take the big leap. When you do this, you'll be so proud of yourself. We often have problems with low self-esteem, and we just think low of ourselves. But when you do something hard and scary, when you are bold and brave and you jump out of your comfort zone, you will be so proud of yourself. This will be something that will really help you build up your self-esteem and your self-confidence. If you're wanting to be more confident in your life, find something scary and do it. You will become more confident. This last one, you have to trust your guide and yourself. So first of all, you have to trust your guide. As I told you, there was a place in that second part of the jumping back across the rock where I was not I did not have the strength to jump onto that rock. He had to literally pull me up onto the rock. And so I had to trust that he could do that. And it was very scary. And I actually asked him, are you sure you can do this? And he said, yes, I can. And he did. But I had to trust him or I wouldn't. But you also have to trust yourself. I went on a ropes course once and I was so excited. I really wanted to do it. And I did the first one pretty well. When I got to the second one, I could not keep going. I was in a harness. I knew I was not going to fall off, but I had to trust that I could actually do this. And I didn't trust it. Next, I did a zip line and I could do the zip line because I'm all in the harness and the guy pushed me off. So I trusted the guy, but at that point, I did not trust myself. So I was not able to do the ropes course that I wanted to do. And I felt really unhappy about that and sad about that. So that's part of the reason I decided to be brave and bold this time, was I didn't want that bad feeling that I had the other time where I had been afraid and I had let the fear override what I really, really wanted to do. So in real life, normal life, we have to trust ourselves, and then we trust our guide. For me, I trust God, I trust Jesus. If that's not who you look to, maybe your inner self or the universe, or maybe other people who are helping you. But we have to trust that we have someone to help us, and we have to trust our own self. So what about you? What big leaps do you need to take right now? Do you need to go find a new job? Do you need to reach out and find some new friends? Do you need to get out of that abusive relationship? Do you need to ask your boss for a raise? Is it time to go back to school? What big leap is ahead of you that you have not been doing because you've been too afraid? Look at it, find it, be bold and brave. If you want some help to do this, I would love to help you. There's a link in the show notes where you can schedule a free coaching session, and we can talk and decide if you think that a coaching relationship with me will be a good thing, and I can help you learn to be bold and brave and take the big leap. Meanwhile, I hope you have a great week. See you later. Bye-bye.